How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to look at some more games, AAA titles, of just some games that I recently tried and found that they were actually really good in performance. And I just wanted to share with you guys some games from the older generation that maybe you might want to play again when you get your Ioneer, which should be soon, hopefully in August, mid-August at some point. So the date is coming up slowly, but it's still coming up. Right, so as you can see, we've got Portal 2. I've already played a lot of this. In fact, I finished it a few times on the computer. Back on the Xbox back in the day. But I just wanted to show you the performance because, like I keep saying, this Source engine is really good. So, especially with these AMD style chips, you know, the Intel integrated graphics stuff. So, I just want to show you the video settings I'm running at. So, 2x MSAA, anti-aliasing. Probably not really needed, but you know, just to move the edges out a bit. That's obviously going to be the most taxing thing. So if I change this up to ×8, it does obviously cut the frames down. So, but that is very not necessary. Don't need to do that. So as you can see, that's pretty much high settings, I think. Yep. So we're running at high settings. Vertical sync, V-sync basically is enabled. And if we just go back. Say discard, we didn't really change any settings, just to show you there. And Windows, no border mode. And yeah, so we're currently in game. Getting about 105 FPS at the highest settings at 9W TDP. So this is 9W TDP. I could show you what it looks like on 5W TDP. I don't think you'll be able to play it at 5W TDP, but I'll just show you anyway. So yeah. I suppose it is playable in 5W. If you want to play it at around 40 FPS, maybe you could cut the MSAA out and play it at 5W. That'd be awesome. So let me just try that. Let me cut the MSAA out. You could even lower the settings, to be fair. I mean, this is very high, so you could easily probably get a playable frame rate at 5W. So, and for some reason, it's gone down a bit. I'm not sure why, but let's just put it back in 9W because 9W's probably the lowest I'd go to play a game like this. So, just apply that. Let that save. Go back. And put us back into 9W. And as you can see, we're back. So I'm guessing depending on what area you're in, yeah, the frame rate does dramatically change, especially if you're in an area with lights, you know, you've got a lot of moving parts. So after that, you'll be able to see how fast the SSD is as well with the loading time here. I'm quite far through the game, so if there's any spoilers, sorry, I've cut that part out because I know that is a spoiler, and I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. So I'm just gonna wander around, try a few portals out, and yeah, you get the idea. So I don't think I really need to do any more than that. It's Portal in it, so you'll be playing it for the puzzle aspect. So just gonna go through a portal, drop, keep an eye on the frame rate. The original Portal does play perfectly fine as well, so you can have a perfectly playable Portal experience on this device. Who doesn't love Portal? So if you've never played Portal, it's a puzzle game. You've got to use this gun called the Portal gun, and you've got to create portals to get to the other side of the room, basically, or to activate certain puzzles or platforms or pieces. Yeah, so it's got a really good story, the second one. So yeah, that's Portal 2, works perfectly fine. Lock 60 pretty much. At 9W TDP, so you're getting around 3.5 to 3 hours battery life. Awesome. Welcome back. We're going to look at Tomb Raider now, the original. Very awesome game. As you can see, I'm running at normal quality settings. Basically normal. I don't think that's lowest. Yeah, you could turn them off, and you can go low as well. So we're bang on in the middle. As you can see, we've got. It's important to turn exclusive full screen off because you do get a really blurry effect if you use that. So if you turn that off, obviously 10 motion blur off because it's shite, you'll be able to get a really good playable frame rate on this game. So Tomb Raider, this is the original one. I don't have Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is the newest one I could try, but I could try Rise of the Tomb Raider. So if you want to see Rise of the Tomb Raider, just hit me up in the comments and I'll give that a test. You can also get an idea of how fast the SSD loads this area too. So decently quick loading time, not too bad. So I'm running this at 9 watt. This is straight from Portal's tests, so give you an idea. If you want to play at a locked 30, you can. So you can play this at locked 30 if you're not bothered. I mean, I saw an article that the Steam Deck were boasting about being able to hit 30 in some of the newer titles. I'm like, yeah, but we don't really want to play 30 anymore. You know, when your eyes get so used to looking at 60 FPS, you go back to a 30 FPS game, it's like, it's just horrible to look at. But you can adapt back to it. So maybe AAA titles, like the brand new games coming out at 30 on a handheld, might not be too bad. I mean, to be fair, the Switch is primarily 30 FPS anyway, so right, and probably at lowest settings. So I'll just boost this into 13 watt. So as you can see, we've jumped massively up to pretty much locked 60. I mean, that was a wooded area, so you're going to get the most dramatic hit on the performance, unless you're in like a massive firefight or something. You know, you got arrows flying around, you got explosions going off, but again, I haven't seen it drop down from 60, and it is a very cinematic game. So yeah, to be able to play this at 60 at normal settings is awesome. I mean, you can see it looks really good as well, and if you haven't played this game in a while, you might just want to give it another play. It's really fun. I mean, it's literally like Uncharted, but for all of you guys who don't have a PS5, or, you know, if you just prefer Tomb Raider. So as you can see, I'm holding a lock 60. The newer titles are definitely harder to run, so, you know, you got the Rise of the Tomb Raider, which would probably be able to run on this. Shadow would, again, probably be able to run, but would have to drop the settings down probably quite a bit. Always a possibility, though. I mean, if you guys don't mind seeing massively new AAA titles working on this, but a 30 FPS lock, that's a possibility too. But I always try and get a 60 FPS lock because, like I said before, it's just so much nicer playing a game at 60 FPS. Alright, I need that hook device. Is it in here? There's a way of getting into that room. By setting fire to this. Yep. So on 13 watt, you'll be able to get around 2.5 hours of battery life. I've done a test. I played Ni no Kuni from 100%, so I took it off the charger when it was fully charged, and then I ran it till I got the low power sign, which indicates 10%, and then I let it run a bit longer before it actually died, and then I put it back on charge. So I think I dropped it to around 2%, and I was literally just about to hit 2.5 hours. So the battery tests that people have been giving out are definitely accurate. 13 watt will definitely get you 2.5 hours of battery life, whereas 15 watt, which is the highest I like to take these devices, will get you 2 hours battery life. So I only use 15 watt really when I'm playing GTA, so I know that I can play GTA for around 2 hours, which is really good. If you think about it, if you're not sitting on this all day, you could sit with it on the charger, but if you're sitting on this for like a couple of hours gaming session, you know, there's other things you could do as well. So 2 hours isn't bad, and you can also buy a battery pack as well, and that'll give you an extra battery boost. So yeah guys, Tomb Raider, awesome game, definitely play it if you haven't already. I mean, everyone knows about Tomb Raider, right? So yes, back again. This is actually a really cool one. So in the PS2 emulator, I showed off the Silent Hill 2 game and how it runs pretty much perfectly fine. But I decided to try the PC version of the Silent Hill 2 Enhanced Edition. So a team of modders and people have added a load of content to this. Not in the terms of expanding the game or anything, but in terms of making it the best possible experience of Silent Hill 2 that you can get on a PC. So it's got much nice looking fog, much like the PS2 version, but sharper cutscenes, sharper looking graphics overall. I'll just show you guys it also lets you do widescreen, and it also lets you use the controller. It's just literally the perfect version of Silent Hill 2, but I decided to see if it would run perfectly fine on here. And you can also save anywhere as well, which is awesome. So you no longer need to find any red books of any kind, or I forget where you have to save on the game. Is it the red squares or something? Anyway, so I've just got into the town for the first time. Let me go to 9 watt TDP. I think this is already in 9 watt TDP. Yeah, so we're in 9 watt TDP there. As you can see, we're running at 60 FPS, and you won't get any graphical glitches like you did on the PS2 version. You don't have to use the PS2 emulator, because I know it's a bit fiddly to set up. So you literally just grab a version of the Silent Hill 2 game that you should own, I should say. And these guys have a patch online, which I'll link in the description, and you just basically take all the stuff out the patch folders and put them into the original folder, and then that'll give you literally the best way to possibly play Silent Hill 2. Because this is a really amazing game, I just thought I'd show it as an example, because I haven't seen anybody play the enhanced version of this, so it's just really cool to see it fully working, pretty much lock 60. Yeah, so this is right at the start of the game, so I'm not really spoiling anything here, but we're going to go find the first creature. People watching this, you might be thinking, why is this game so good? It's literally just you running around with bloody fog in the way. But trust me, it's all about psychological horror. There's a really good storyline behind it. The acting is weird and quirky because it's by Japanese developers. So yeah, I 100% recommend it. It's an amazing game. It does look slightly dated, but with these quality of life improvements and stuff with this enhanced version, it's definitely the best way to play it. So I'll just turn it down a bit. And you can play it at 9 watt, so you're getting around 3 hours of this game, which on a handheld is really good. Creepy looking creature. You can already tell the sharpness and the quality of graphics looks a lot better than the PS2 version. And like I said, it's just more reliable. It actually works all the way through. It saves your game. You don't have to worry about any of the memory card stuff on the PS2 emulator or anything like that. So let me just remember how to actually fight in this. So you get the weapon and you swing with A. Okay. Nice. Oh, and we killed it.
What the hell is it? It's not human.
There we go. We took down the first creature in the game. So here you go, guys. I don't want to play too much of it. I don't want to spoil it, but 100% recommend it. Amazing psychological horror game. So yeah, we'll move on. Also, people in the comments are asking me to play some different games. I've got Final Fantasy 13 to find to download. I do really want to play that as well. I only played that in I think I was about It was when it came out in like 2013 or something, so yeah, I'll get to it. And I also have a few other games written down that you guys have left in the comments. I'm not ignoring you. I do have these games I want to try out for you, but I do also have a back catalogue of my games that I want to try out for you as well. And hopefully you enjoy looking at these games as well, so yeah. Now then, welcome back to the last game of the video. It's Deus Ex Human Revolution, the director's cut version. This game is awesome, and yeah, a really good RPG-ish first-person shooter, action-adventure, espionage game. So let me just show you the settings we're running, and we shall jump into the game. I haven't played much of the New Game Plus version of this, but I have finished the original game. Awesome game. I definitely like this one better than the newer one, Mankind Divided. I haven't played that one in a while, but I've definitely replayed this one a couple of times. Yeah, so this will give you a good idea of the loading time. Speedy. SSD doing its job. And at the moment we're on 9 watt TDP because of Silent Hill. Alright, so I'll just jump into 13 watt. And as you can see, we get a nice locked 60. So if you guys are a fan of this game, you'll also be able to play it on the Neo. And if you guys are coming to watch these videos to give you an idea of what the Steam Deck will do, I'd probably just add another 10 to 15% FPS on top of what we're running at now. Obviously that isn't a reliable figure, but I'm just guesstimating on the performance that that device will have as opposed to this one. Obviously they've been working with AMD and they've made a custom chip, so nobody knows what the performance is going to be like until they let us have some actual benchmarks on it. So yeah, I'm just guesstimating really, but it'll probably be more powerful than this, I'm pretty sure. So, and like I was saying last video, they're actually planning on bringing a new version of the Neo out at the end of this year, which basically has an upgraded chip in it. So they're trying to combat the Steam Deck, but to be honest, like, this plays at 13 watt at 60 FPS. I mean, like I said before in the other videos, I only really play this to play older games, you know, just clearing out some of the backlog on Switch, on a Steam even. I have other game consoles, so I'd rather play the newer titles on them. This is really for portability's sake and just for playing older games, you know. So yeah, I also want to thank you for leaving comments on the video as well. I read all of them, obviously. And yeah, we've just been having some good discussions about the device, and you know, I've been trying to answer any questions any of you guys have wanted to know. So yeah, keep commenting, I'll keep replying, and I'll keep making the videos. Next video will 100% be an emulation video. I'm undecided whether or not to do another PS2 one or a GameCube one, so if you want to see another GameCube one, let me know. If you want to see another PS2 one, let me know. But the next two videos will be emulation ones, and they will be either the PS2 or the GameCube, and I haven't decided on what the order will be. So yeah, we're going to try out some different games on the PS2 and GameCube emulators. As you can see, this is quite a dialogue heavy game to start with, so I can't really show you anything else apart from this. So as you can see, you've got like XP, there's multiple ways to approach a situation. You can play it massively stealthy, which is really cool. It even goes third person when you're in cover, so yeah. Has sort of like a Mass Effect style cover. You obviously have different abilities, you can go invisible and stuff, but it has like sort of like a Mass Effect feel. So if you're a fan of Mass Effect, obviously Mass Effect isn't first person anyway, but the cover system is like Mass Effect. So yeah, I'll just play this for a bit longer.
Adam, how close are you to the helipad? Almost there. Good. Because SWAT's about to turn this into a PR nightmare. Meet me in the chopper. I'll brief you as we go.
We'll just get to the helicopter and we'll call it a day.
Welcome back, Jensen. Didn't think we'd see you around here
So yeah, you guys get the idea. Runs great. So has this kind of like speech system in it where you can piss people off, and like it's a really good game. You need to check it out if you've never heard of it before. It's awesome. It is really good. It's from 2012, I'm pretty sure, or 2011, 2012, something like that. But yeah, runs at 60 at 13 watt. I'll just show you the settings again. As you can see, we're running pretty high. The settings aren't amazingly in depth, but yeah, you get the idea. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. We'll do some emulation next time. If you have any games you want to see in the emulation, let me know. PS2 games, really, because I've got a few Gamekeeper games that you guys have recommended already. So if you want to see any PS2 games, hit me up in the comments.